Welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to do the feet. As you can see, our creature is coming along quite nicely. Okay. Where we left off is we were just rounding out these hips, getting the calf a little bit more defined there, and coming down to the foot. We just want to go ahead and delete that one face at the bottom of the leg. All right, and we are ready to start on the feet. Now, as you can see, there we go. These feet are pretty much the same. So the good news is we only have to make one, and then we can duplicate it, move it back to the rear foot, and kind of sew it up. That'll save us some time there. So let's go ahead and start with the first foot here. Now it does. Let's see here. We're going to go up and start with a create polygon primitives cube. Move it down to where the feet are, and out and forward. Go ahead and scale that guy up. And as we can see, the toes come in here and they hook up pretty well right into that foot. So we're actually going to scale down there. There we go. Move that over on this side. So we need to have place for 3 toes to come out of. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And the rest of it just comes back into a heel here. And the toes are going to connect. There's no webbing in between the toes. They just connect right to each other at the base. Okay, and as we can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there'll probably be 8-sided there. Alright, so to go ahead and get ourselves some division, we're going to come over into our channel box, open up the inputs for the Polycube 1, and for subdivision's width, let's make that 3. Okay, it's getting a little skewed there, but that's okay. Subdivision's height, let's see here, get that on the 1, and 2, 3, pretty much. Okay, 3. Oops. Let's try the depth 3. There we go. Okay. We're just going to switch to vertex move and move these back a little bit. And this one comes back with us. Okay. And for these guys, same thing. I'm actually going to hit R, scale them. So again, that scaling trick, that'll just move these all up to 1 toe here. Move it back. And let's connect back up here. And take a look on the top there. Yeah, so for these guys on the top, good. And this just gives a little bit of padding that we can go ahead and attach our toes to. So for the toes, we're going to create a polygon primitive cylinder, and it's going to be that 8-sided cylinder, probably be in Y direction, so it's pointed towards us. And the caps, as you can see here, they come to a little point, so we don't need anything more than 1 cap division. Let's go ahead and create that. Move it here to the front. Move it down a little bit. All right. And we're going to switch ourselves to face mode. Go ahead and delete those faces on the back. Switch ourselves back to object mode. We're going to scale that guy up. Let's start with the middle toe here. All these toes, if we take a look here, they look pretty much the same. So they start off with a cap, and then one division that goes out pretty wide. So we already have our cap here. And let's go ahead and move that down. Let's do this middle toe first. Now the picture here is a little bit twisted, so we're going to be using our imagination. Just going to be creating something that kind of looks similar. So we'll come down here, move that out. This guy will be our next division up. Yeah, kind of looking similar. And then we're going to take edge mode, select the border edges, and we're just going to be using our extrude tool, just like the legs, and just like the torso. Edit mesh, extrude, hit W, move on back, pull that guy up, hit R, scale him out a little bit, okay. Maybe hit E. Actually, we'll go switch to our vertex mode here and move these guys back a little bit. Now this gives an area for a nail to be connected to. And if we take a look in perspective mode, we can see that we're flattening out the toe a little bit. Okay. And our nail will come from these two objects here, these two faces. So we'll switch back to edge mode and our side view, and let's give ourselves some more geometry. So extrude, pull back, oops, and then extrude, pull back. No, it can be sometimes difficult. This time we're about as wide as we really want to be, so we're just going to be scaling it in the z-axis there, the up axis. Okay, see how this is kind of still hooking up to the wireframe. Again, we can always go ahead and keep pushing and pulling and moving vertices. That one we kind of want to imagine that a line hooks up into there. Same thing there. And this guy comes up. So he's flat-footed for the most part. Okay, switch back to F10, extrude, move him back to right where the toes are going to meet each other. And at this point, we just have to switch to F9 and go ahead and there we go. And these guys should be pretty solid lined up. Move back a little bit. All right, so we have these nails here that are coming out. And these nails appear from the top to, there we go, these two faces. So we'll go into face mode, select these two. Okay, we're going to extrude those and then pull them up. And let's see here, R, we'll scale those pretty close together. E, scale them down a little bit. See how we're getting a curve on the faces there. Move those faces out. There we go. Switch to F9. This is just going to make all of our extrusions a little bit easier to do. So R, let's go ahead and scale those up towards each other. And then W, we can place them back here. And then for this curve here, we've got some triangles going on. And that's okay. The sculpting program will work just fine with it. This guy probably wants to move down a little bit. Okay. In our edit mesh, we're going to do a merge vertex tool, and we're going to merge these vertices down. We can see that now what we have happening is we have these triangles going on. Okay, and this guy in the center, he'll come down too. And we'll move him back. And there we go. Grab the front part of the nails again, extrude, push them forward, oops, forward. Go to F9, grab these bottom parts of the nail, they come up. And 11, just keep extruding, keep matching it. F9, keep matching it. I know it's tedious, but it'll look better. Okay. Now from the front we can see that they come in at a cone. So we can adjust those in just a little bit. We want to get the last two extrusions out. So let's go to 11. He's got kind of a Raptor Claw there. Okay, extrude. And from here we can kind of come down. Go to our vertex mode, and we're just going to move these vertices, get them a little better situated here. Okay. And the last thing we do is we're going to extrude and then merge them all at a little tip. So grab those faces again, A, we'll hit W, pull that down to where the edge is, hit R, and we're just going to scale towards the center. Okay, we'll hit 9, F9, select those all. So that's all the vertices at the claw end there. We're going to go to Edit Mesh, Merge. There we go. Okay, and we just need from the above to kind of get that flared little nail piece there. So we'll grab those guys. And from here, actually, the F10 might be your best choice. Your edge merge. So there you go. And he's got that nice curve for the nail. You can move these down if you want. I like them up a little bit. I thought it gave it a little bit more kind of dinosaur feel. Little iguana stinger. Okay, so we have, let's see here. Need to, sorry about this, move that back. We're gonna move these to match the wireframe a little bit. All right, so we have one toe. So we can F8, we can move this toe here, and we're just going to rotate it a little bit. Now remember in the drawing, this toe is right at this point. So that's pretty good for where it's supposed to be. we want to Control D, bring out its little copy here. Then we're going to want to shift the pivot of this. So I'm going to bring him out just a little further. Hold D on the keyboard. Let's get into, oops, my Maya just froze. 1 second, guys. Pause this. Okay, little hiccup with my Maya there. Sorry about that. So we'll hold D, as I was saying, and then you're going to hold V for vertex. And then we can grab the little green Y symbol, or the Y axis, and we're just going to drag it out till it doesn't move anymore. So from here, if we scale it in, it's going to scale at its good pivot point there. So let's E, let's rotate that around, hit W, let's move him back, just till those vertices here are pretty much where they belong. Okay, so as we can see, I do want to go ahead and rotate this a little bit further and then scale it much smaller. Yeah, it looks like he got a little canted there. There he goes. Okay. And you want to make sure that you're looking at all three views. Looks like the side view and the front view, or it comes with the feet. When you take a render shot, perspective distortion can sometimes happen, but we will match that up about where we can. There we go, that's looking a little bit better. And those toes are matching up a little bit there. So just duplicate again. Do the same thing for the forefoot. Move him over here. Rotate that around. And the same thing, D and V. And we're just going to use that. Pull it all the way back out. There we go. D and V, you can actually snap it to one of the end vertices there. And this one, if we want to scale it down a little bit, pull it back, not quite as small as that third one there. All right. So now we just need to do a little bit of pushing and pulling. Okay. Now we're going to combine all of these guys, the toes. So select them all, mesh, combine. We're going to select the vertices where the toes are going to meet, and we're going to do a edit mesh merge. These two down here. Same thing, merge them. These two guys here. And so just the middle where they're going to meet. Look good. Okay. Now I'm going to switch back to object mode. And I'm going to go ahead, hit W, modify center pivot. I'm going to hold D and V, and I'm going to snap that vertex there. Okay, so right down the middle of the arm, that line's going to go right through the middle of the hand. And this guy here, let's go ahead and just move him off back to this back a little bit while we're connecting all these. So what we need is we need to get these objects connected. It is going to be a row of triangles, and that's okay. What's going to bend is this portion of the ankle. It's okay to have the triangles down there. So we are going to combine both the body and the foot. For now, we're going to be extracting this later when we copy it across to the other side. And edit mesh, append to poly tool. Let's grab this guy, move him here. So it splits and goes down the center of the toes. And let's see here. Down the side, Y. Okay, and that is about where we want to connect it to. So we do want to connect down here. We'll end up having a hole that we're going to have to fill. And actually, let's do the heel a little different way. So if we come in here, and we're going to move around a couple of the lines to just get a little bit better flow. And we didn't quite merge those, so let's do the merge vortex tool. There we go. And move him out and down a little bit, so we're getting a nice kind of natural swoop from the leg into the toes. This guy definitely needs to come out a little bit. And in fact, if you want to go ahead and shift and the caret keys will let you walk up on those vertices there. And E, we can move that a little bit, just get those to line up a little bit better. There you go. A little bit more splayed than I was thinking of, but it'll work. Same thing with these guys. Let's go ahead and march those up. I want those actually splayed the other direction. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. All right, for the heel, we're a little bit off the reference drawing, and that's okay. We can bring this heel back a little bit, and let's go through and choose the edges. The 4 edges are on the back of the heel, and we're going to extrude that. Pull it down. Oops, hit W, pull it down. Pull it back, pull it down. We're going to hit R, scale them so they're equal again. E, pull that up. Okay, we'll hit A again, W, pull it down, forward, then E, W, we'll pull it down again, and then scale it so it's flat on the ground. Now we have this curve coming around here, so what we're going to want to do, hit A to extrude, we'll pull that back. Oops, hit W, pull that back. F9, and we'll lower that heel down. And so we got a little heel going on there. There's another little line coming around here, and that's okay. We can come through with our edit mesh and our interactive split tool, and we'll split there to there. Edge of the heel up through the side. And you can see where I'm going here is we're going to have append poly. This heel's down a little bit further than the toes are, so let's grab all the toe ends of the claw there. Come on. There we go. And just shift and carrot, and we'll walk our way up the toes, and we'll bring that down so it's a little bit more even with the heel. And actually that gets a little bit more emphasis on where the wrist is for the creature. Move these around here. And just rounding at that heel, going a little bit different than how the reference drawing is going, and that's okay. Hitting R, we're going to scale them in towards each other. What that does is that's going to round out the silhouette of the foot. These guys need to come away from each other, so we'll just scale them out a little bit. And there we go. So our good friend, the append poly tool, we'll sew up the empty areas. So like I said, there were going to be some triangles, and that's okay. This portion of the foot is hardly going to move, and that's near an ankle bone anyway. So there's going to be a little pulling even on a regular body. So same thing over on this side. Just keep those rows of faces directed at each other. Okay, now we have to do the bottom of the foot. And the bottom of the foot, the easiest thing to do, switch ourselves into edge mode. Grab all those edges around that empty hole there, mesh, fill hole. Okay. So now we can do our little interactive split tool. So obviously we're going to have a line going through the middle of the foot there. Okay, and then this point is definitely going to hook up to this point. This point goes in the middle of the foot and then back around to that toe. And there we go. Okay, you can adjust. You can come in here and grab all these guys. Oops, Control Z if you still have the tool. Take Q to get out of that. And grab these guys here, and you can move them in. Now I'm moving in all 3 dimensions, so I definitely want to continue to rotate around. Make sure I'm not making any huge movements. Okay, this guy comes back in and up a little bit. Same thing, this guy probably wants to come in here. He got a little far down, so we'll bring him up. This one bring up just a little bit. Same thing, up just a little bit. We want to get a rounded side to that foot. If you've ever rolled your ankle accidentally when you're jogging, your foot's not exactly level on the ground. Alright, so that's looking good. Let's see here. Get ourselves out of wireframe on shaded. And let's soften the normals. Take a look and see what that's looking like. Alright, looking pretty good. We can blow away what we started out with. Halfway through, sometimes a new solution just occurs to you. I originally built the foot using the box modeling method. This method works just as well, a little bit more organic. So we have a ankle portion on the back here. So it has the same foot and it's just sewn into this ankle portion. Now the ankle, actually, even on the reference drawing, doesn't have enough topology here to bend really well. So let's give it a little bit of help. Edit mesh, insert edge loop tool, and we're just going to insert an edge loop pretty close to that side, and then there. That'll help the ankle bend. It'll also give us a little bit more definition when we're sculpting it. Okay, right now, some of these could be cut in half. We can definitely tessellate this better. Actually, I'm going to select this middle one here. I'm going to come up to edit mesh and delete edge vertex. Just leave the one. Okay, for this foot, come over into the side view. Let's switch ourselves to face mode. Select all those faces that make up the foot. We're going to do a mesh extract. Immediately click off. What will happen if you do not immediately click off, if you just choose that and say try to move that? Actually, it's working fine here. In the older versions of Maya, you would have a lot of trouble. Would not work out well. So let's grab this guy. We're going to center pivot on him. Control D to move him. Hold D and V. We're going to snap the pivot point to the center line on that middle toe. And then V, and we'll snap it over to the center of that guy's foot. Okay, usually the back feet are a little bit larger than the front foot. And our back leg, if we take a look here, we can boost that up. He's still on the same plane there. So we can go ahead and shrink that down a little bit, but then we can size him up. So we've got the front foot's a little bit smaller, and actually we can shrink that. Oops. Shrink that down just a little bit more. Move that down just so he's on the same baseline. And we'll stretch out these guys to connect them. Okay, it's okay to kind of come away from our source. Just use your imagination. So this top ring, hit F10. We're going to scale that down. There we go. F8. Mesh combine. And then we're just going to go ahead, start selecting pairs. Edit mesh merge. Now this one, I of course want to go ahead and hit W, V, bring them out to connect. That just makes more sense for the flow of the foot. And that's not looking too bad. So we've got these guys here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this entire ankle down. Then I'm going to also shrink that entire ankle down. And from here, we can also do what's called our merge vertex tool, we can just merge. Oops. Make sure you don't have anything selected there. Merge all the way around using those. So we're snapping the ankle to the foot because we've established the foot is the form that we were looking for there. All right. So now it looks like he's got this big back foot. He can leap. He can chase you down. And we may even push that back a little bit. That holds the roll of that muscle all the way down a little bit better. These guys, front foot, move out just a little bit. Yeah, that holds the arc of the forearm a little bit better. All right. Take a look and see how that turned out. And normals, we're going to soften edge again. There we go. Looking almost completed. Okay, we'll save here. Our next step is going to be the head. Again, if you went through the character class, that is always the longest, so we may have to split that up into a couple videos. But go ahead and save, edit, delete all by type history, and then just go ahead and file, save scene as, save it as a new iteration of the file. So if you are on 3, let's save it as 4. And I'll see you next time. We'll start working on the head.